The rain lashed against the floor-to-ceiling windows of the Vance Global penthouse suite, blurring the neon lights of the city below. Inside, the only light came from the glow of 3 monitors and a single amber lamp. Sienna Vance, CEO of the city's fastest-growing tech empire, rubbed her temples. She was 48 hours away from signing the Aegis project, a multi-billion-dollar deal that would cement her legacy, but she needed the numbers to be perfect. "You're overthinking the logistics of the Berlin sector," a smooth baritone voice drifted from the lounge area. Sienna looked up. Julian Thorne, or as she knew him, Julian Black, her newly hired strategic analyst, was pouring 2 glasses of vintage Malbec. He moved with a predatory grace that should have been a red flag, but his brilliance had been her saving grace for the last month. "I don't overthink, Julian, I calculate," she shot back, though her voice lacked its usual bite. Julian walked over, handing her a glass. His fingers brushed hers, a lingering electric contact that made the breath hitch in her throat. For weeks they had worked 18-hour days. They had shared takeout on the floor, whispered secrets about their childhood ambitions, and built a rapport that felt dangerously like intimacy. What Sienna didn't know was that Julian Black didn't exist. He was Julian Thorne, the COO of Thorne Enterprises, her bitterest rival. He had been sent to find the weakness in her Aegis bid, to ensure his father's company crushed hers. But as he looked at the exhaustion behind her sharp eyes, the sabotage he'd already set in motion felt like a lead weight in his chest. "Drink," he commanded softly, leaning against her desk. "Then show me the encryption codes for the final pitch. Let's finish this." The work was a pretense. As they hovered over the laptop, the air between them thickened. Sienna could smell his sandalwood cologne and the faint scent of rain clinging to his suit. "You're different from what the industry says," Julian murmured, his gaze dropping to her lips. "They say you're cold, a machine." Sienna turned in her swivel chair, bringing them inches apart. "And what do you think?" "I think you're a woman who's had to build a fortress to keep people from stealing what's hers." His hand reached out, tracing the line of her jaw. "I think you're terrifyingly beautiful when you're winning." The tension snapped. Sienna reached up, grabbing his silk tie and pulling him down. The kiss was desperate, fueled by weeks of repressed friction and the high-stakes adrenaline of the deal. Julian groaned into her mouth, his hands sliding from her waist to her thighs, lifting her onto the mahogany desk. Papers scattered, a lamp flickered. In the shadows of the office, the professional facade crumbled. Julian's touch was possessive, his mouth devouring hers with a hunger that felt like a confession. He knew he was a traitor. He knew every kiss was a lie, but as he pressed her back against the cold wood, feeling the heat of her skin, he realized he didn't want the deal. He wanted her. They made love there, amidst the blueprints of her empire, a frantic, spicy collision of bodies that felt more honest than any word they'd spoken. Morning brought a cold gray light. Sienna woke on the velvet sofa, draped in Julian's blazer. She felt safe, a feeling she hadn't had in years. She reached for her phone to check the final Aegis brief. Her inbox was flashing. An anonymous tip, a file titled Thorne Enterprises Corporate Structure. She opened it. Her heart stopped. There, in a high-res corporate headshot, was the man currently brewing coffee in her kitchenette. Julian Thorne, COO. At that moment, her lead developer called. "Sienna, the Berlin sector data, it's been corrupted. Someone used an internal bypass. If we don't fix it in an hour, the Aegis board is pulling out. We're going to lose everything to Thorne Enterprises." Julian walked in, 2 mugs in hand, his expression softening when he saw her, until he saw the phone in her hand. The blood drained from his face. "Get out," she whispered, her voice trembling with a lethal edge. I can explain. The corruption, I did that a week ago, before you slept with me to seal the distraction." She stood up, her eyes burning with tears she refused to shed. "Was the vulnerability part of the strategy, Julian? Did your father coach you on how to make me feel like I could trust someone?" "No." Julian dropped the mugs. They shattered on the hardwood. He stepped toward her, his eyes wild. "I came here to ruin you. Yes, that was the job. But I've spent every night for a month falling in love with the way your mind works. I tried to stop the upload this morning, but my father's team took over the remote access." "You're a spy," she spat, "a rival, and I am going to destroy you." "Then destroy me," Julian said, his voice raw, "but save your company first." He grabbed his laptop, fingers flying over the keys. "I have the backdoor codes to my father's server. I'm giving them to you. Take the Aegis deal. Take Thorn Enterprises' proprietary data while you're at it. Bankrupt us. I don't care about the company, Sienna. I care that you look at me the way you did last night." Sienna hesitated, her finger hovering over the call security button. She saw the desperation in his eyes, not the desperation of a man caught in a lie, but a man willing to burn his world down to save hers. For the next hour, they worked in a different kind of silence. No wine, no flirting, just two titans of industry operating with lethal precision. Julian fed her the codes to bypass his father's sabotage. He handed her the kill switch for Thorn's own bid. By 9 a.m., the Aegis project was hers. Thorn Enterprises was facing a federal audit based on the data Julian had leaked to her. Julian stood by the door, his coat on. He had lost his inheritance, his position, and his reputation in a single morning. "Why?" she asked, leaning against her desk, the weight of her victory feeling hollow. Julian looked at her, a sad, sharp smile on his face. "Because I'd rather be your enemy in the light than a liar in your bed. I love you, Sienna. I think I have since the first night you corrected my Berlin logistics." He turned to leave. "Julian," she called out. He stopped. "The audit is going to take everything from your father," she said, walking toward him. She stopped just an inch away, her hand resting on his chest, feeling the heavy thud of his heart. "But Vance Global is going to need a new COO, someone who knows my secrets, someone I don't have to wonder about because I already know the worst thing he's capable of." "You'd trust me?" Julian asked, his eyes searching hers. Sienna smirked, the competitive CEO returning but with a new fire in her gaze. "I'd keep you on a very short leash, and you'll be working a lot of late nights." Julian reached out, pulling her into a kiss that tasted of victory and forgiveness. "I think I can handle the overtime." 6 months later, the merger of Vance and the restructured Thorn assets was the talk of the industry, but the real talk was about the power couple at the helm. Sienna and Julian were inseparable, their rivalry transformed into a partnership that was as hot in the boardroom as it was in the bedroom. The secret identity was gone, replaced by a truth that was far more powerful. They were better together than they ever were as enemies. If you liked this story, please like, subscribe, and share. Also comment where you're listening from. And please also hit that notification bell so you'll be here for the next one. Thank you.